What's up? Just real quick, everybody. I just wanted to switch it up and tell you guys something really interesting. This is 100% proof. This is not a theory. Okay, this is not a lot of evidence points to this. It's not like I'm pretty sure. It's already been proven, as in the scientific method has been done. It's been reduplicated and peer-reviewed.
Cast massive imitation pyramid blocks, or perhaps we should say genuine pyramid blocks. We use the same kind of earthen ingredients available to the ancient Egyptians 4,500 years ago. These massive blocks have the same chemical makeup and appearance as blocks of the Great Pyramid.
Not a lot of evidence points to this. It's not like I'm pretty sure. It's already been proven, as in the scientific method has been done. It's been reduplicated and peer-reviewed. Just a lot of people don't know this, but a lot of people do. All ancient pyramids, especially focusing on the Giza pyramid, was built by what you can call ancient concrete, synthetic rock, synthetic blocks, geopolymer technology. Dr. Davidovits, a French scientist, discovered this. It's only going to be a 10-minute video. So first, what I want you to do is I want you to think of the ancient Egyptian hieroglyphs of the supposed slaves that were building the pyramids. Did you see them carrying blocks or quarrying blocks? No, you didn't. What did you see them carrying? Bags. Bags. Keep that in your mind, and that'll make sense in just a moment. Hi, Sue Finelli, I love you. Let's get into how the pyramids were built and how we know this to be a fact. Let's start off with the person that discovered this, Dr. David Davidovits, a French scientist that was given permission from Firas Zahabi, the antiquities director of the Giza pyramid at the time. He was given permission to take a little tiny piece, just a small piece of a casing of the block of the Giza pyramid, and he studied it under an electron microscope. He just wanted to find out how old it was and just get some general information on it. What he found blew his mind and led to the discovery of how the pyramids were really built. When he was examining a little tiny piece of the Giza pyramid casing block under an electron microscope, he found it to be only about 96 to 97% organic, with fillers or filaments in between. He thought to himself, this is impossible. That's what concrete is, how concrete is made. That's ridiculous. So what he did is he put a little piece of it in a petri dish with an acid base and reverse engineered the ingredients and found that it was sand, water, lime, ash, and sodium carbonate. So he went out to see if he put those ingredients together in the same proportion, if he could get a artificial limestone rock. Well, it turns out that he was able to do that. He put sand, water, lime, ash, sodium carbonate, and a few other ingredients together, and he was able to form a artificial block. Now, the Japanese and many other people have tried to recreate building the blocks of the Giza pyramid because people for many years have been trying to figure out how the pyramid was built. But you see, Dr. Davidovits and a team of only 10 people, they actually went to Egypt using only wood casings and sand, water, lime, ash, sodium carbonate, and a few other ingredients, stirred it together, poured it in these wood crates, and in a matter of just 2 days, they harden, dry cast, they harden, and then you take the casings of the box off and you have a perfect block. He went to Egypt and was able to reduplicate this. Now you see, it's not just that he was able to reduplicate it. They're using geopolymer technology today all over the place. The reason why this is so important, people wonder how Machu Picchu in Peru was built. They wonder how there's thousands and thousands of pyramids being found all over the world. They're wondering how all these stone castles were built. What about Petra in Jordan is a reverse cast mold using geopolymer technology or an ancient form of concrete. What about the terracotta warriors? Geopolymer technology as well, a different type of alchemy. So it's a cast mold. So here's how it happened. Everybody wonders, why did all the ancient Egyptians use for their tools copper chisels and hammers? That can't cut through the rock and the granite. No, it can't, but it's perfect for carpenters because that's what they were. They were carpenters, they used wood. So what they did is they put wood beams in a pyramid shape and they hung a plumb bob from the center. The size of the blocks that they wanted the exact dimension of, they just built a wood crate for it. The people that were pouring the sand in there in the hieroglyphs, they were simply going and getting the mixture, the conglomerate of sand, water, lime, ash, sodium carbonate, and a few other ingredients that were mixed together in perfect proportion, scooping it out and filling up these blocks. After they cold class dry molded, the blocks was pulled away from it, and you have a perfect synthetic rock or a block, not a quarried rock. Because of course it's impossible to quarry the rock that far. How would they have chiseled it so perfectly without it cracking, etc., etc.? It's really important to know this because people have been wondering for hundreds of years, supposedly, how these pyramids were built. Look at the hieroglyphs yourself now and see what these people who are supposedly building the pyramid were doing. In the hieroglyphs that you see people that have bags. What are in those bags? Scooping the ingredients for the, let's call it ancient concrete, and pouring it inside the wood crates to spec. That's how come the Giza pyramid was so perfect. That's how come there's so many pyramids found all over Earth, and they were built so quickly and so perfectly. That's how we have stone castles. That's how we have Machu Picchu in Peru. That's how we have Petra in Jordan, and much, much more. Sue Finelli says, hi again, Joey. Adam Forrest says, this should be interesting. Thank you. Warning Skydrum says, yo, Joey, how is your day? It's wonderful. We just had a little hurricane that passed by. No big deal. Jay Zimma saying, hi, Joey, and hi, Sue. Sue Finelli's giving love. Flat Earth says, hi, everyone. Sue Finelli says, hi, Jay. And Bo Dragon says, no, Romans invented concrete, not Egyptians. I didn't say Egyptians invented concrete, brother Bo Dragon. It was probably around long before the Romans and before the Egyptians. So think about it. Modern day concrete last about 40 to 50 years. But yet the Romans and the cathedrals that they had, it's still around today. The Egyptian pyramid is a different form of, it's not actually concrete. I just called it concrete because people don't know what geopolymer technology is. NASA uses geopolymer technology for their blast offs, even though they're not going into space. They use it because those blocks are so heavy. Instead of having to quarry heavy rocks to whatever area you want, you can just build them using geopolymer technology. Let me give the link right here. Hey, Dark Glasses, brother Dark Glasses Woody. Let me give the link over here real quick. It's a 4-minute video. Dr. Davididis, French scientist, he discovered it. This isn't a theory, this is a fact, you guys. It's already been reduplicated. It's been scientifically proven. Just a lot of people don't know it. It makes sense. People always ask me, hey, Joey, what about the quarried rocks that we found that were left behind that they never quarried? Well, obviously they're trying to hide their tracks because they're lying about it. So they want people to think that they quarried these rocks. They don't want us to know that our ancient ancestors had an amazing, simple technology called geopolymer technology, or ancient concrete, if you will. A more sophisticated technology than even the Romans had. You see, the further we go back in time, the more greater our technology was. And the more recent in time that we get, all the way up to 2020, the weaker and lamer our technology is. It's just that we're taught in school the opposite. But in fact, we can't reduplicate pyramids today except for the way David Davididis, the French scientist, did, using geopolymer technology. And he actually looked at it underneath an electron microscope, an actual piece of the casing of the block of the Giza pyramid, and he found it to be 97% organic. You can watch videos where he shows you through the electron microscope actual pictures. He shows you how they actually build it and how they actually reduplicate it. There's a whole institute dedicated to it called the geopolymer technology. Science is always about 10 to 15 years behind true science, just like with nutrition and much, much more. You're going to be hearing about geopolymer technology in the upcoming days. I've been talking about geopolymer technology in my videos for the past 3 years, but in today's show, I decided to have fun. Instead of talking about the Black Lives Matter movement or the coronavirus or all the other stuff that's going on, I figured I'd do something that I consider positive. People ask all the time, I wonder how these stone castles were built. I wonder how these pyramids were built. I wonder how Machu Picchu in Peru was built. Well, imagine if it was so easy as the fact that these were all carpenters working with wood. They made the exact specification that they wanted these artificial blocks to be, and then they poured a casting in there. Now, also, if you're wondering, well, Joey, they would have needed a lot of material for this, right? Yeah, they would have, but it was abundant. Sand, well, sand's everywhere in Egypt. Water, well, you have the Nile River. Lime, well, they get that from lime, right? Ash, well, from the burning of palm trees. Sodium carbonate, mining, it's all there. Let me explain to you something else. I didn't just watch Dr. Davidicus's several different videos and watch his lectures and come to my conclusion 100% he was right. I came to the conclusion 90% he was right. Just so happens that I'm in the Carpenters Union and I get to work with a lot of different experts in trades. And I worked with the head expert here in Hawaii for concrete. And I told him about this discovery by Dr. Davidicus, and he cut me off about 2 minutes into it, and he said, oh, I already know. He explained further to me. He said that they use water, but they also use blood. Because you see, the main problem with concrete is that once water evaporates out of it, which is going to happen, once water evaporates out of it, the integrity of the block starts to crumble immediately. But blood doesn't evaporate, so they use camel's blood and other types of blood as well as water mixture in there. Also, modern day concrete uses steel rebar. Well, that rusts and oxidizes, and that degrades the concrete as well. So what the ancient Egyptians were using was camel hair and seashells. So watch Dr. Davidicus's video that I posted in the link. It's a 4-minute video, and believe me, I stake my reputation on this. All you have to do is look a little further into it. It'll make perfect sense once you do, and you go, oh, wow, how genius. Sometimes Occam razor style, the simplest answer is the best answer. Instead of all these elaborate means like ancient aliens or some crazy sophisticated way of using a water tunneling pumping system to get each block up, well, just think about it. How were they quarrying these rocks? They can't. They can't quarry them that far. That's an impossibility. How were they getting all these rocks there? How were they stacking them on top of each other? Well, it was real simple. It was a matter of them like doing Legos, building block Legos. Imagine you put your Legos and you stack them there, and the Lego's hollow on the inside. You have your workers filling it up with a mixture of sand, water, lime ash, camel's blood, camel's hair, sodium bicarbonate, etc., etc. Watch the video to get the exact specs on it. And then it cold casts, hardens. You don't have to heat it or bake it. Just like concrete, it just hardens on its own. You take off the outer box and you have the exact dimensions of perfect block. And that's also how they got their hieroglyphs. Because whenever they did these blocks, they would put whatever hieroglyph they wanted, they would put it in reverse mold inside of the wood crate that they were using. And when they took everything off, there you go, there's your hieroglyph, perfectly formed for you. I ask you again to please look at the Egyptian hieroglyphs, the actual Egyptian hieroglyphs of how these workers were building the pyramids. What did they show them doing? Walking around carrying sacks on their shoulder. Why? Because they would go to the area where the mixture was, scoop it up, walk, pour it out, go back down the hill, scoop it up, and there was a line of it. That was the assembly line. It was a very simple procedure. Tom Buddha says 1. Yeah, that's right. The Black Lives Matters movement is pure evil. I'm going to be on plenty of shows. I just decided to do a different show today for fun because I want to talk about something positive. You know, I actually, I had a hard time doing my last few interviews because it's like, it's such negative stuff I'm talking about, and I'm such a positive person that I was like, you know, I got to pep myself up and I got to pep everybody else up. Let me talk about something that's the biggest breakthrough discovery of the century that a lot of people don't know about. But if you're a truther, you owe it to yourself to look into this. I'll post the video one more time just in case you guys didn't see it. Click on it, save it, watch it now or watch it later. It's up to you. And you will see. Now, I found the shortest video I could find just to whet your appetite. Dr. Davidicus, he has 4-hour lectures, 10-hour lectures, 1-hour lectures, several videos, several articles that you can read. There's a whole institute dedicated to his discovery called the Geopolymer Technology Institute. And trust me, it's guaranteed. I stake my reputation on this. It's not like it's a really good theory or very probable. It's already proven. Not only did he reduplicate it, he actually has pictures of the casing underneath an electron microscope. He went to Egypt and filmed it. He filmed it, so it's not like hearsay. He filmed it, and he was able to reduplicate a small portion of the Giza pyramid in a matter of a few days using elements from Egypt, their sand, their water, their lime, their ash, their sodium carbonate, their ash, everything else that I mentioned in here. he was able to reduplicate it. So it's been peer reviewed already, scientifically proven. So it's already met the scientific method. And doesn't it make a lot more sense? Watch his videos and check him out. Oh, you're welcome, Level Mind. You're very welcome for the vid. He says, thanks for the vid. Modern Flame says, look at the cover of Journey album, the Rolling Stones. There's a lot of things that back it up, but I'm more focused on other projects. Yeah, I feel you, brother. All right, guys, that's it. That was my short video. Check it out. Check out the link that I gave you right there. Give me your input in the comment section after you watch the video that I put in the link. Musicians for Truth says, I always said I think they poured that shit into molds to achieve the level of perfection. Musicians for Truth, you're absolutely 100% right, brother. Musicians for Truth, you're a genius. And I think the reason why you're a genius is because you're a free spirit and you're a musician. And musically talented people have a lot more cognitive ability than the rest of us. I don't have musical abilities, and to tell you the truth, I don't consider myself a genius, and I know I'm not a genius. But luckily, I have a small enough ego to where I look at people like Musicians for Truth and other people that are geniuses, and I pick their brains instead of being egotistical and trying to think things out for myself. And it doesn't matter if you come up with the idea. You can learn stuff from geniuses and spread the truth out. So that is the truth, what I've told you in today's show. I called it ancient concrete because that was the easiest way to describe it. It's not concrete, but it's the easiest way to describe what these pyramids are made out of. It's a synthetic rock, 96 to 97% organic, using natural earthly materials in a alchemy type of mixture called geopolymer technology. Tom Buddha's in the house. Joey, you are still in touch with Eric Dollard. Yes, no, I'm not in touch with Eric Dollard anymore. I would love to. The last time I talked to Eric Dollard, Tom Buddhist, was about 3.5 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. The reason why I got in touch with Eric Dollard is simply because of one person, Robert Bassano, Planete Veritas. He's the one that hooked us up with Eric Dollard, you see, because Planete Veritas, Robert Bassano, he's intellectually literate as can be in the in all type of scientific modalities. And so him and Eric Dollard were able to communicate on such a high level that they became friends. And myself, Robert Bassano, Eric Dollard, John the physicist, and Robert Shortman, and a couple of other people that don't want to be mentioned, we worked together for a couple of years on all kinds of different projects about how the sun works, what the dome's made out of, the proximity of the sun from the earth and the moon from the earth and the diameter of it using sextants and much, much more. But no, the only reason I was in touch with them was because of Planete Veritas. I was never personal friends with Eric Dollard, but maybe Planete Veritas is still friends with Eric Dollard. I don't know. Thanks for asking that question, brother. More Than Flame says, sweet, I'll check it out. Musicians for Truth says, I think you'll like it, Joey. Thank you. I love Robert. Oh yeah, Robert Bassano's way above. Superfluid helium at 0 degrees Kelvin is what we call dark matter. You know those dark holes they talk about, dark matter? That's what makes our atmosphere. Oh, he's a genius. I don't want to make this video longer than 20 minutes, guys, so I'm gonna hell on out of here. But this video is epic, guys. What I've given you right now is this is gravy. This is nuggets right here. This is epic, and it's a fact, and it's been proven. Don't overlook it. Learn this information, discern this information, and share this information, because this was discovered already a long time ago. It's just that people have not caught on to it yet. So check it out. Let me know what you think. Shadow the First, Brian Stabley's balls in the house. Tom Buddha says, thanks much, Joey. You're very welcome. And More Than Flame is, you don't have to take a vaccine. Gave a link to that. Thank you very much. Take care, guys. Brian, can you please unblock Shadow the First from your channel? He's a solid guy, and he loves you, which is super important. He loves me, and he loves the community. And whatever he was blocked for in the past, he's ready to go back on your show. So can you please unblock Shadow the First? Thank you very much. All right, guys. Take care. Aloha from Maui, Hawaii to you. Jehu! And remember, all ancient pyramids, Machu Picchu in Peru, Petra in Jordan, all stone castles, all were built using the same technology, geopolymer technology. That's how simple it was. They were not quarrying rocks. The reason why they had copper chisels is because they were expert carpenters. It was really easy as building an adobe house. If you don't know what an adobe house is already, it's basically getting clay and mud and dirt stacking it together, putting straw in between it, and making yourself kind of like earthly clay brick that stays hot in the winter and cold in the summer. It's brilliant. Our ancients were brilliant. We're getting dumber and dumber as society goes on. But luckily, Dr. Daviditis was able to discover that the Giza pyramid was built from artificial geopolymer concrete-like rocks. Take care, guys. And until I talk to you next time, remember, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove.